The air in our apartment always felt a degree too cold these days. Not the temperature, but the atmosphere. Liam's side of the bed felt like the Arctic, even when he was there. He'd come home from these business trips, Chicago, Atlanta, always somewhere generic and corporate, radiating a polished, almost manufactured affection. I'd run my fingers over the crisp collar of his shirt, catch a whiff of some unfamiliar cologne, and a knot would tighten in my stomach. He was meticulous. He cleared his browser history religiously, paid for any personal purchases in cash, and his alibi was airtight. He'd show me photos and videos from his trips, generated through some AI tool, showcasing convention halls or tourist attractions. It was too perfect. Too staged. I had no proof, only a gnawing, persistent intuition that he was lying. A silent scream in the back of my mind that said, "He's not who you think he is." I tried to dismiss it as paranoia. The stress of my job, the monotony of our routine, maybe I was just projecting my own insecurities. But the feeling wouldn't go away. One evening, Liam was packing for another conference in Dallas. He was humming some tune, carefully folding shirts, his movements precise and detached. I watched him, my heart a cold, heavy stone. "Are you excited about Dallas?" I asked, trying to sound casual. He smiled, a practiced, almost vacant smile. "Yeah, it'll be good to connect with some industry leaders. Plus, I hear the barbecue is amazing." The word amazing hung in the air, dripping with insincerity. I knew, in that moment, that I couldn't live with the uncertainty any longer. I had to know the truth, even if it shattered everything. That night, after Liam left, I started digging. I went through old bank statements, credit card bills, anything that might offer a clue. I found nothing. He was too careful. Too clever. Desperate, I decided to focus on the AI-generated photos. He'd shown me a video of himself standing in front of a fountain in Dallas, claiming it was from the convention. I remembered him saying he'd used an AI to remove some unwanted people from the background. I knew a little about image analysis, being a graphic designer. I downloaded the video and started analyzing it frame by frame. The fountain looked normal, the people in the background, even the lighting. Everything looked so real. But there was one detail in one of the frames that made everything crumble. A faint reflection in the glass of a nearby building. For less than a split second, it gave the location where the photo was taken from. My fingers trembled as I searched for images of that building. It was a hotel in a city far away from Dallas. He had used the picture of the fountain in Dallas, but the reflection gave away the location where the picture was taken from. This meant he was not in Dallas at all. He had sent the picture using VPN, so it looked like he was in Dallas. I finally knew the truth. The details of his affair remained a mystery, but the fact that he was lying was undeniable. The AI photos, the cash purchases, the cleared browser history, it was all a meticulously constructed lie. When Liam returned, I confronted him, presenting my findings like evidence in a courtroom. The color drained from his face. He tried to deny it at first, but the reflection was damning. He finally confessed, his voice barely a whisper. "It just happened," he mumbled, offering no explanation, no apology. The "it just happened" was a slap in the face. It was the end of us. The meticulously built museum of our life was now in ruins. The details of his affairs, though still vague, were enough to justify the immediate end of our marriage. As Liam sat in stunned silence, I packed my bag and prepared to leave. "Before I go," I said, "I have one last question." "Who were they?" Liam hesitated, then choked out a name. "It doesn't matter, you don't know her." "Oh, but I do, Liam, you forgot about the necklace you got her last Christmas." "I remember that name, and it appears that she also has a daughter the same age as me." My phone buzzed, a message from an unknown number containing a picture. It was Liam, embracing my mother in a familiar, almost intimate way. A date and a location were listed underneath the photo, Miami, 2 weeks ago. Liam went pale, muttering, "Oh God, no. You didn't just cheat on me, Liam," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. "You cheated on me, with my mother?" He looked like he was about to be sick. The cold air in our apartment suddenly felt less chilling because there was fire burning inside of me. The betrayal cut deeper than I could have ever imagined. It wasn't just the end of my marriage, it was the end of everything. The shock reverberated through my bones, leaving me cold and numb. The carefully constructed edifice of my life collapsed, not from a simple crack, but from a devastating earthquake. The revelation was a cruel twist of fate, a grotesque parody of love and family. How could I ever trust anyone again? The world spun, and I knew, with a chilling certainty, that my life would never be the same.